Tortilla chips, cherries in over 100 countries all over the world and one of Mexico's biggest exports. Who can resist?
And obviously you need tortillas to make tortilla chips. And we're going to go all the way and make our own today, because the store-bought ones, they are typically mixed with wheat flour to make them more shelf-stable. And we don't want that. We want 100% corn tortilla, so we get the real tortilla chips. To make those, you only need basically 2 ingredients, maybe a third, I'll explain that. You need masa harina, which is a corn flour that is, says here, nixtamalized, which means that the dried kernels, they have been soaked in an alkaline solution like sodium hydroxide and stuff like that. That's necessary. And then we need warm water, and it's half cold, half boiled, then you get the right temperature. It has to be warmer than you like to touch, actually. Because we are making chips, we are also going to add a little bit of salt to these so that the chips, they get more tasty. I'm going by volume here. I have 2 cups of flour and a little more than 2 cups of water, where I'm only adding, or I'm leaving behind maybe 1/4, because you cannot have exact measurements here. You have to go by feeling, and I'll show you how you see that when the dough's ready. I'm going to go in with a nice spoon of sea salt, and then basically we start mixing.
Why by hand and not by spoon?
Because you want to feel it.
Really?
Yes. No, but it's true.
To see how much more water you want to add.
Yeah, and it's hard to tell when you are using a spoon. Plus you want to make sure that you get to exactly the point where it releases from your hand and it's not sticky anymore. So we have to go old school here.
So there's a reason why you become a piggy there.
Yeah. Yeah, let's call it that, yeah. If your tortilla dough is a little bit too dry, then when you press your tortilla, then it will crack on the sides. And if it's too wet, it will stick to anything. But since the hydration is extremely important here, if you are afraid that it will become too dry, then err on the side of a more wet dough. That's easier to control. So now we start kneading this a little bit. We get a nice ball. This needs a little bit of massaging. Actually, I took too small a ball. My hands are too big for this.
Yeah, you barely fit in there.
Okay, that's okay. When we get it into a nice ball like you see here,
hydration is okay.
this is hydrated nicely, and I'll show you. I'm spilling flour all over, but it doesn't matter. You take a small lump like this, roll it between your hands, and then you press it out. And when you see that the sides, they don't crack, then you know you have the right hydration.
Good tip.
Yeah, a little tip here. Now, form the ball here. Now we're going to cover it with plastic, and then we're going to leave it for about half an hour to hydrate properly before we shape the balls. Now our masa is fully hydrated, and you can feel it's like bouncy, so it's quite nice. Now we want to form some balls, and we're going for something, let's say, ping pong ball size, something like that. And I have prepared some plastic to use. Doesn't matter if they had not exactly the same size. I mean, we are doing this at home, so.
If you don't use all the big ball, you can also freeze some, or
you pack them in cling film and then in the fridge, then they are perfect to go in there. So then it can last there. I did that actually when I was rehearsing some things for this for a couple of days, and it worked fine. But it's important that in between you cover it up again, because you don't want to lose hydration here. So let's cover that up. And then we move in our tortilla press. And yes, you could do this with a heavy pot or something like this, but if you do this,
like gadgets.
I like gadgets, and if you like tortillas and you plan on doing this often, this is worth the investment. They don't cost much, so it doesn't really matter. And then we have a plastic bag, Ziploc bag, which has been cut up. And then we place it here in the middle, and we give it a little bit of a squish by hand there. Now, here comes something that has to go by feeling. I can't tell you how much you have to press here, so you give it, like you feel, okay, give it a little bit more.
Yeah, you want a bit bigger.
No.
There it is.
Because of the nature of the press, it gets a little bit thinner over here, So if you swing it around like this and give it one more little tap, then you get it completely even. And now we leave this in the plastic. We don't want it to dry out. And we take another one, and then I will see you at the flat top in 3 balls time. Here we are, and the flat top is running extremely hot. You want that. You cannot use a non-stick pan for this because they can't take that high heat, actually. You have to go really high here. So use cast iron. That's the best option, or if you have a flat top like this. But tortillas and iron plastic, the important part here is, let me see if I can show you. You have to peel the plastic off the tortilla, not the other way around. Otherwise, it's going to break because it's very, very fragile at this point. There we go. And down. And just straighten it a little bit here. That looks good. And our next friend here. It is very thin, this one.
It's sensitive.
It's sensitive, exactly.
But you're getting good.
It's getting better.
Yeah.
I've been playing with this for some time now, but I can definitely tell you this is something that takes a little bit of skill.
You practice, guys, with the first 4, 6 balls. Eventually,
Yeah,
you will.
it's like with kids and pancakes. You know, the first one always get a bit funny.
It's like playing with plastoline, you know, as a kid.
Actually, it is.
You will remember some things from your childhood.
Get it down. And now the first one has been going for not too long. What you want to do here is you want it to fry a little bit on one side, 20, 30 seconds. And then you want to flip it so that you get, and the reason for that is that you want to close the other side. This is not totally done yet. This is very warm, the pan, that's why it tends to stick a little bit. That's okay.
You have to wait till it releases itself.
A little bit,
basically,
yeah, actually. So you can, well, you can help it a little bit. You see, now we're getting some nice browning, and you want that. Perfect.
Nice. Anyway, you don't want to cook it here to the end.
Well, not today, because we're going to cook them into chips later. So we are giving them sort of a, shall we call it half? Yeah, exactly. Pre-cook, let's call it that. And we are not looking either for puffing or anything like that you would with a taco tortilla. We are just going to keep flipping them a little bit to see when they are stable enough that we can cut them, basically. That's what we're looking for. So for chips, I think we are about there with these. Then they will cook the rest when we get them either in the oven or in oil. So let's get them over here to our makeshift tortilla warmer, because they're not finished yet. Right now you want to put them in some kind of tortilla warmer. This is just a clay pot with 2 kitchen towels. Now they have to steam here for maybe half a minute, then they get pliable and soft. So we'll make some more before we go into chip making. Our tortillas, they are nice and steamed inside here. And now we're going to make them into chips, and we're going to make 2 different versions. One we're going to deep fry, and another version we're going to do in the oven. And then we see which one is best, because supposedly the oven ones, they should be more healthy or whatever. We will see.
We will compare.
We will compare. So we take half of our not fully baked tortillas. That's the whole trick here. So stack them up nicely, like this. And then we're going to split them, I would say. So we make 3 cuts.
Yeah,
I think that's the size we want, I think. Yeah, that looks about right.
They look beautiful, actually.
They're nice. Now we put them here on our baking sheet. And I think we're going to make some different versions here, right?
For sure.
So we put them on in rows. And we give them a light brush of olive oil. Don't overdo this, but they do need to have a little bit of olive oil to become nice and crispy. And we continue with our seasoning, but we're going to make a little bit different ones here, because we're going to make some, let's call them controlled chips, that we're going to only salt and compare with the ones we're going to deep fry. So we give them some sea salt.
I don't want to give an advantage of extra.
No,
taste
exactly,
of them.
exactly. But obviously we're going to give all of them some salt. That's obvious. But we are going to give some of them, what shall we try? Paprika, cumin?
Yeah, say some with just salt and paprika, and the others salt, paprika, and cumin.
Yeah.
Remember this nice in New York?
What was
nice,
it?
It was popcorn, but
yeah,
they served was
with cumin. They were fantastic,
nice,
actually.
warm with paprika, salt,
Yeah.
and cumin. So try it.
Yeah, I will do that. So I'll leave this here as
Just
control,
salt, yeah.
and then we give them some smoked paprika here.
Yeah, put paprika in all of the rest.
Yeah, and then cumin on some
and
of
then
them.
some, yeah, add some extra cumin and see. You have to try.
Yeah, we'll
If
do
you don't try, you don't know if it's nice.
And then we take cumin on the row out here. Well, I like the popcorn, so with cumin, so that was nice. Plus, I love cumin in any kind of barbecue situation.
I love it also. It's really.
But don't overdo it because it can be overpowering. So keep it.
Perfect.
And then the last one here, so we have like sort of even. Now we're just going to flip them, and we're going to give them the same treatment on the other side. There they are, and now we're going to put them in the oven on the middle rack, which is preheated to 180 degrees, and I'm guessing 12-15 minutes, but we'll see. We continue with the rest of our tortillas, and we cut exactly the same way. The difference here is that we will season them after they're cooked. So let's split them here. Now the question is, shall I put them in the basket before I put it in, or shall I lower them in? I think I have to lower them in so they don't stick to each other. I think that's the right move here. Stuff them in like this so they don't stick. And let's see how many we can fit without cooling the oil. I think we can pretty much fit them all.
It's not that many.
No? That's frying away nicely.
After frying, are we going to put them also on a kitchen paper?
Yes, I have
Like we
already
do with
prepared
chips,
it.
right?
I have already
Yeah.
prepared it. I have it down here, and I'm gonna grab that out of my cupboard here. So we are ready for when they are done.
How long they need?
Until they're golden brown. It's a not long, couple of minutes maybe.
Perfect.
And now they seem to be all nice and golden brown. Let them drip just a second here. Let me shake them up actually. And then let's pour them out on our paper towel. And then they go out right here.
They look really beautiful.
They're looking really good. Let me spread
Very
them out a little bit
promising.
here. Very promising and very crispy. Now, while they're still warm, we will sprinkle over some sea salt because otherwise it won't stick.
And the same we do with chips also, with potatoes,
Yeah,
French
exactly.
fries, you know.
Same story.
Same story.
But they look real promising. So now let them cool down a bit while we wait for our oven version. But I can already say this is success. So, seems like our oven baked chips, they were ready on the spot 15 minutes.
Ooh,
Well,
beautiful.
they also look good. Definitely they look different, but they look good. Now we let them cool down a little bit so we can do the test. Here we are with the final product, and we have the deep fried ones, the oven fried with salt control chips, and then we have the cumin paprika mixture over here. And then we just made also a quick pico de gallo. There's a link down below how to make that. It's one of my favorite salsas. Obviously you could make guacamole, whatever. Everything goes well with these chips. But now it's the comparison which is important. So, first up, the deep fried salty chips. They look good as they could have come out of a bag. I mean, they're perfect. So let's see if they're good. Can you hear the crunch?
Yeah, yeah.
They are really good. That beats any store-bought tortilla chip, that's for sure. But let's see if the oven baked, they can live up to those. I have to say I doubt it right now because they're damn good. Let's see. They're crunchy, but not exactly as crunchy and nice as these.
They're missing something.
They're missing something. They are passable, but
More plain or...
yeah. And strangely enough, a little bit chewy in the middle, which I don't really understand because they are fully baked. Well, definitely, in my opinion, deep fried, they win. Then you have to live that they're maybe a little bit more unhealthy, but they're definitely better. Finally, let's try the pico de gallo. It's always good. Then we take one of the paprika ones here, because now I don't need to compare anything. That was a fun experiment, and is it worth the trouble? Yes, it is, because these deep fried tortillas, they are significantly better than what you can buy in the store.
Plus it was fun making it.
It was quite fun actually, yeah. It was a fun project. So give it a shot,